Let's get this party started. Thanks for joining us again at Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're reviewing the game Breakdancing Meeples from Atlas Games. This is from designer Ben Moy, and art is from Six Above.
It's a 2 to 4 player real-time pattern building dexterity game that takes exactly 5 minutes to play. Atlas Games was kind enough to send us a copy to check out. So let's take a look at how it's played.
To set up the game, give each player their colored meeples and 2 starting dance routine cards.
Give them their 6 colored cubes and pull up the Breakdancing Meeples app, and then you're ready to begin.
Once the stage is set, hit start to begin, choose which colors you're playing with, and then hit the big green button to start your dance off.
When the music begins, you'll have 60 seconds to try and perform the routines on the card in front of you.
Roll your meeples as quickly as you can, assign any that have landed on the appropriate head, side, or feet position, and then re-roll the remaining dancers.
Once you've assigned a dancer to each position, shout out the name of the routine that you've completed, and assign one of your cubes to cover the first number on the card.
Your dancers are now available to re-roll. When you've assigned all of your cubes, all of your dancers, or the timer runs out, the round ends.
Record your score for the round in the app, and then move to the next round.
For each of the 3 remaining rounds of the game, you'll have the opportunity to shake up your routine by adding 1 new remix or rally card to your dance floor. You can only have 3 routines max though.
At the end of the 4th round, the app will tally your score, and the dancer to have scored the most crowd appeal will reign as the dance-off champion. Breakdancing Meeples is one of those games that kind of just makes perfect sense, and you wonder, like, why didn't this already exist? I remember growing up as a kid, we played Pigmania, or Pass the Pigs, I don't know what it was called, all the time growing up, and you just are chucking little rubber pigs, and however they land is what you score points for. That's exactly the concept for this game, except for it's got this nifty dancing theme, and the routine cards that you're trying to achieve are specific, so instead of the leaning jowler, you're looking for just getting the meeple at a 45-degree angle on his head.
Yeah, and that fits the theme very well. I thought they did a good job of those 2 things mashed together for this theme. Those routines do have numbers, and those numbers for your points are different orders. So it may be a 1 the first time you do that dance, and then the second time it may be worth more points. So trying to plan out, you only have so many cubes to use for points in that round. Planning that out is the main strategy in the game, and then hoping that you can roll what you need. Once those dancers are there, they're stuck, so you gotta work well to get what you need.
Right, and in the first round, you've obviously got plenty of cubes, plenty of meeples, so that's just kind of the practice round. But then as you start getting additional routines into your hand, that's when the game becomes more strategic, because you do have only a limited number of pieces. You don't want to lock them in, not be able to get those high scores. You also can only have 3 routines total, so as you go throughout the game, you're going to be kind of changing out cards for better ones, and you'll also be able to do those rally cards where you actually are going to slide it under your card so you don't go over your max. Those do have a cost though, so you're going to actually have to pay crowd appeal to be able to purchase those, but then they're going to give you big points potentially when you complete them later in the round.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a technique for rolling these. So I guess if I had one thing I didn't like about the game, it's possible to just roll them flat every single time. There is a little bit
on their back, they're lazy.
Yeah, they're not even usable in the game. So there is a little bit of technique. I think once you play it once or twice, especially after that first round, you realize like, oh, I actually have to throw it from a certain angle to get them to end up in these dance positions. So, that's one of my only cons. It is a fun filler game, and it fits that filler category and kind of activity really well.
Yeah, it's definitely like a higher energy one. The app for it is actually really smooth. Yeah. It's super simple, but the music is kind of fun, and it creates that intensity as you're playing the game. Some of the cards in the game are don't give you points, so they might just give you a cool power. There's like the Lazy Susan power, where if you roll 2 that match, then you can turn another meeple into anything you want. There's actually, like, I found it a little bit difficult. Maybe it's because I had the blue meeple on the blue table.
Yeah, that's
but
probably it.
looking at the meeples, like, I actually struggled sometimes to be like, is this one standing out of them? That's the one I need. So, like, there is definitely some, not AP, but, like, you have to really focus on what you're doing. It's not just it is super fast and frantic, and that's what makes it interesting, because you're trying to be very specific about the pieces that you're putting in and assigning.
Yeah, they did a good job with the artwork. It fits the theme well. The app fits the theme very well. You don't have to use the app to play the game. So that's something that I know a lot of people worry about. Can I play the game without it? You need a timer, which most people have a phone, so and a way to count score throughout the game over several rounds. So if you want to play without the app, it is possible.
Yeah, app definitely ups the experience, makes it a lot more fun.
Does.
We enjoyed it, had a good time with it. We're looking forward to playing it with a bunch of people to see, when it's just 2 versus 2, which is how we primarily tested it. It's like neck and neck, and you can tell who's going to be the winner for the round, almost based on which point value cards they have. But once everybody's playing, then it makes it a little more crazy. You could easily expand this if you wanted to, get some extra meeples. But we had a good time with it. Breakdancing Meeples brought some fun to the table. If it sounds like something you would enjoy, check it out from Atlas Games. And then as always, thanks so much for joining us for our show and for tuning in, commenting, and ask us your questions. We'd love to answer them in the comments below. See you guys in the next one. That ending was rough. Blah. Words coming out.
Can't just toss them. There is a specific
skill.
Yeah.
the meeple tossing skill. I remember growing up as a kid playing Pigmania or Pig. There's another game name for it. What'd you call it?
Pass the Pigs.
Pass the Pigs. It didn't exist before now. I grew up playing. Were you looking at my hair or what were you looking at?
You got like a one.
Fix me.
It's not staying.
Is it good now?
Better.
Okay.
You probably can't see it on camera.
You were staring at my head. I was like, what's she
the
staring
angle
at? Everybody dance now. That's going to be the intro right there.